Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, Star Flames. In this video, we're gonna talk about a greedy, selfish investment property group that is suing a 93-year-old property owner owned by her family since the Civil War. These people are letting 93-year-old Josephine Wright know that, look here, your porch is encroaching our top dollar property and we want you out of here, right? Josephine Wright is saying, no, this land has been owned by my family for more than 30 years and we're not moving and I'm not selling. So what is this investment property doing? They're suing this 93-year-old woman. They don't care what happens to her. Once they get what Miss Josephine has, that's all they care about. And that is disgusting. I have to say, Bailey Point Investment Group for Properties, shame on you guys. I know it's business, and with these investment group, once they have a job to do, they cannot make their decisions on emotions. That's their law. That's their motto. And that's their mantra. You can do your research and you'll see that I am right. However, Kyrie, Irving, and Snoop Dogg, they're definitely not having it. And as such, they've all came together and they have donated a nice chunk of change to Miss Josephine Wright because the community has came together to start a GoFundMe for Miss Wright. And many celebrities have caught wind of her story, and as such, they have chipped in to help. Snoop Dogg has donated $10,000. We know Mr. Kyrie Irving, he doesn't play about these things, even though they try to make him seem like as though, he's this horrible person. He's just filled with, hate, and he's just cruel, because that's what they tried to do when they labeled him as anti-Semitic, right? But it didn't work because we know who Kyrie is. And this is not the first time Kyrie is chipping in big to help someone who is in need. So Kyrie Irving donated $40,000. Now, Miss Josephine Wright needed $272,000 for her legal fees. And so far, they have raised $261,220. Now, actually, correction. Initially, her legal fees was $272, but because of what the investment property is doing, and they keep adding on things like, we're going to sue you because your porch encroaches our property. We're going to sue you because of this, because of that, right? So her legal fees are currently at $350,000. They have raised $261,220 so far. And Snoop Dogg has tweeted, "Fighting injustice on Hilton Head Island." And let me tell you something. Miss Josephine Wright, this woman seems to be an astounding woman. The manner in which she holds her head high says a lot about a person. Now, Miss Josephine is not only getting help from Snoop and Kyrie Irving, I'm learning that there are other celebrities who are also involved in chipping in to help this beautiful woman, as she exactly deserves. But let's talk about what the article is saying a bit. We're going to go through snippets of it because we love to give the point by point information so as to, let everyone have some amount of, clarity and information about Miss Josephine Wright's story. And you guys can visit Snoop Dogg's Twitter page for that GoFundMe link, okay? YouTube is a bit funny. There are things that might be okay yesterday that is not okay today. They keep changing their terms and guidelines. And as content creator, we have to be respectful to them and their platform, okay? So you can check out Snoop Dogg's Twitter page and you'll find that GoFundMe link. Now, as for the report, it says a 93-year-old South Carolina woman battling a developer over property owned by her family since the Civil War has now celebrities including Snoop Dogg joining efforts. Hilton Head Island resident Josephine Wright is being sued by Bailey Point Investment Group for property they want to develop on land the senior home sits on. Let me tell you something. If you look at Miss Josephine's home, it's very beautiful. And you can tell that that plot of land is very attractive. And they're there dreaming and drooling over that woman's legacy, family history, family blood, sweat, and tears. Listen, if I was about to do business with this Bailey Point Investment Group property, I would have, officially, immediately cut all ties with them. Not because they're just fighting to get this woman's land, but because the land is such a lucrative deal for them. And she is 93 years old. When someone is 93, you look at that individual as an historian. She's like a library. She has stored so many information over the years. And not just that, at that age, she's vulnerable to stroke, heart attack, and the list goes on. And what Bailey Point Investments Group is doing, I am sure they are aware of what damages their actions can cause to this woman. But in this day and age, many people have no remorse, and the only thing that they care about is money. And that seems to be Bailey Point Investment Group property. But let's continue and talk about this report, right? So they're saying that, her land looks good. So the court documents obtained by USA Today show the Georgia-based company is suing for encroachments and wants to build on and around the family property the family said they've owned for more than 30 years. One of Miss Josephine Wright grandchild said, I've just never seen a multi-million-dollar company handle themselves like this. And that grandchild name is Sharice Grave, right? And what's beautiful about this is that Miss Josephine Wright has 40 grandchildren to her 7 children. Who wants to do the math on that, right? But that's not what we're here to talk about, but that sounds really interesting. Sounds as though some of those grandkids are still pretty young and as such not able to chip in financially to help her. But the citizens are saying, you have messed with the wrong person. Now, they're saying that the 8-page lawsuit filed on February 16 in Beaufort Court in Beaufort County, 14th Judicial Circuit seeks monetary and equitable relief in connection with certain encroachments placed and maintained by Bailey Point on Wright's property. Just imagine that. Bailey Point claims the Wrights, which is Miss Josephine, have various personal property and improvements which encroach on their property, including a satellite east of the defendant's property, a shed south of defendant's property, and a screened porch on the existing residence that encroaches onto Bailey Point's property. Now, if you should see all of these things that they say encroaches, everything is built on this woman's land. But what Bailey Point Investment Group is trying to claim is that, you know what? It's not going to be a good look for our investors because your satellite dish is here and it's close to our property. Your porch is here and your porch is here. And it's close to our property. So that's what they're claiming. But in late June, Fallon by Wright's attorney lawyer wrote, Bailey Point used a consistent and constant myriad of tactics of intimidation, harassment, and trespass to try and force the senior to sell her property. The harassment is very stressful, Wright said. Civil rights attorney Bakari Seller called the case the true epitome of David versus Goliath, and that is definitely so. We don't need binoculars to see that this is definitely a case of David versus Goliath, because Bailey Point knows that they're powerful and what they are doing is wrong, and they should have some heart in this case. I understand that the property may look very lucrative. It's not even that it may look. They are admitting that it's the ideal property for the company. But with something being in a family for that long, I'm sure the family intends to keep this property for generations to come and the rich history it holds for this family. And as such, I'm happy people like Kyrie, Irving, and Snoop Dogg have stepped in to provide the financial aid and assistance. Not only that, the awareness of this case of Miss Josephine Wright. And I do hope that she comes out on top. And not just that, I hope that Bailey Point Property Group have to pay Miss Josephine Wright for emotional distress, damages, and other bullying tactics. Guys, I want to hear from you because this is really interesting to know that these people have no respect for this woman and what is rightfully hers. And above all, they're not even looking at her age to say what we're doing to this woman could potentially cost her her life at her age. But Miss Josephine Wright, she looks pretty young, very witty, very strong, very smart, very determined, and she has the support of her family, community, and other celebrities. So I want to hear from you guys. While you're at it, give this video a big thumbs up, share if you care, and see you all later. Bye guys.